there, vacationers, travelers, locals of the North Georgia mountains, and once again, specifically, guests here at Restoration Retreat. Several weeks ago, we put together part one of the how-to video for how to work things and whatnot here at Restoration Retreat. Since then, we've had several other questions come up, and we discovered that there was a need for a little more information on how to operate things here at the retreat. So, I welcome you to part two of the how-to here at Restoration Retreat. When you book with us here at Restoration Retreat, through the platform that you have booked on, whether it be VRBO or Airbnb or whatever platform it is that you use, we will send you a welcome message. And in that welcome message, there will be a link to the Hostfully app. And I can't give you that link right now here on video because within that link, it contains the passcode for our keyless entry. So I would like to ask you and encourage you to open up the Hostfully app to be able to find out the check-in information, the key code for getting entry to your cabin. And there's also tons of other information on the Hostfully app, such as restaurants to eat, places to visit, all kinds of stuff on there. And there's also addresses, not just to the Restoration Retreat, but also to all of these other places to visit and restaurants to eat at and such. This is our keyless entry, and as I just mentioned, when you open up the Hostfully app, the code to your cabin, whether it be cabin 37, which is Hoot Owl Hideaway, or cabin 41, which is Paradise, that code will be within that app. So when you get your code, here's how this mechanism works. Let's say that the code for this one is 1, 2, 3, 4. So you'd push 1, 2, 3, 4, and then push the lock button. And you'll be able to hear the mechanism operate, and when it fully operates and you hear the click and it's not moving anymore, then you'll be able to open the door. Now, to close the door and lock it behind you whenever you leave, you simply just pull it closed and then push the lock button and it'll lock automatically. And again, you'll hear the mechanism inside, and when it makes that last click, you'll know it's complete. You can check the door to make sure that it is secure, but then you're good to go. And again, when you come back to get in, it's the 4 numbers that you put in, the lock button, you'll hear it operate. When it clicks and it's done operating, then you just open the door and head right on in. Both cabins have gas fireplaces. Right now, we're in 41 Paradise, and I'm going to show you the operation of the gas fireplace because they're essentially the same regardless of whatever cabin you're in. Some very important things that I do want to point out about the fireplace. Number one, it is a gas fireplace. And because it is designed as a gas fireplace, to put normal wood in here and burn it is actually very hazardous. So we ask you, please do not put wood inside the fireplace. And the logs within the gas fireplace are set in such a manner as to allow the flames where the vents come up. It allows the flames to burn evenly and freely without obstruction. So please do not rearrange the gas logs. Now, if you do need help in any way with the gas fireplace at all, we do live on site. Our house is just right across the way, and you can call us up. Again, the phone number will be in the welcoming message that we send you through the platform that you've used to book the cabin. And 2 more things that I want to point out about the gas fireplace. Please don't cook over the gas fireplace. Some people will think that you can cook marshmallows and whatnot over the fireplace, but what happens is that if a marshmallow melts and drops down onto it, or if juice from a hot dog or whatever it is that you think you might want to try and cook over the fireplace drips down inside there, number one, it creates a mess that's incredibly difficult to clean up. And number 2, it creates a hazard because the drippings of whatever it is that you're cooking can actually get down on top of the bars where the vents are that allow the gas to come up and burn. And the other thing that I wanted to ask when you're using the gas fireplace is, while it's really, really pretty to look at, we ask that you not turn on the fireplace and then turn on the air conditioning inside the cabin. For obvious reasons, with both of the opposing forces are operating, it's going to create for an immense expense, and we want to be able to keep our costs here at Restoration Retreat reasonable and fair. At the bottom right of the fireplace is a little dial knob, and it's essentially the same in both cabins. You'll see here there's a white line right there, and it's lined up with the pilot light, and that keeps the little pilot light in the back lit, ready to be used. So when you want to turn it on, you will turn it counterclockwise. Again, that's the same in both cabins, because if you turn it clockwise and put it to the off position, that'll extinguish the pilot light. And that's probably our most frequently our most frequent problem when people call us and ask for help, is because they've accidentally turned it to the off position and it's turned off the pilot light. And again, we're here, we can help if that happens. So to get it to operate again, you're going to turn it counterclockwise. There's the low position, the fire comes on, and you can dial it higher to the high position to make the flames bigger. Then back past the low to where the pilot light is lined up with that line to get the fire to go out. Now also, the fireplace here has a sensor. There's one in both cabins. But what this sensor is here, this is a thermostat. And when the room gets up to temperature, it will automatically turn off the fire. So if you're here enjoying the fire and the fire turns off, then all that means is that the room is up to temperature, and the fire will turn off at that time. And when the temperature cools back down, the thermostat will register that, and the fire will turn back on. If the fireplace has been in operation for a little while and you want to adjust the setting of the flames, be extremely careful, because as the fire has been on and this screen is metal, it gets hot very, very quickly, particularly way up here at the top. So if you want to adjust the knob, you'd probably be best off to move the chain over here and reach down and make the adjustment. But again, be very, very careful if the fire's been burning, that it is going to get really hot on this screen. And one last thing about the fireplaces, and this is a safety issue. We ask that when no one's here to actually enjoy the fire, please turn it off. Turn it down to the pilot light. And again, we're right across the way if you need help on operating it, and we're more than happy to come help you. But we ask that you don't just leave it burning. One reason is that it's expensive. The gas to operate the fireplace is quite costly, and we do want to be able to provide that for you. And again, like I mentioned earlier, we want to keep our costs reasonable. So if the fireplace is not operating when it's not necessary, that helps us to do that. If no one is actually here to enjoy the fire, like if everyone has left, and even more specifically, if everyone has gone to bed, please don't leave the gas fireplace operating. It can be a hazard. There should be someone here to monitor fire wherever it may be at all times to make sure that it stays safe. And, at nighttime, of course, that's a big hazard. Now, we do have air conditioning and heating in the cabin, and we ask that you primarily use the heat to keep the cabin warm, because it will more evenly heat the whole cabin. Whereas if the fireplace was only being used to provide heat, it would get really, really hot in here, and it would still be fairly cool in the back bedrooms. So again, the fireplace primarily is for ambiance, and we want you to use it. When you do book with us, our standard occupancy load is 4 people. Now, we can comfortably accommodate 6. We have a queen bed in one room. We have 2 twins in another room, which can be converted into a king bed, should you choose. You just have to ask. And we also have a sleeper sofa in the living room. Now, if you need to use the sleeper sofa, we do have linens for you to use to make the sleeper sofa into a bed. Now, we will permit more than 6 people to come. Please just remember that any people over 4, our standard occupancy, we charge an extra $10 per person per day. So if you're staying one night and you have 6 people, then that's just $10 per the extra people, number 5 and 6, and it'll be an extra $20. And just use that simple math to apply to the number of guests that you have over 4 times the amount of nights that you're going to stay with us. For those of you who would like to use the sleeper sofa, here's a quick demonstration on how to unpack it. First, you'll need to move the coffee table out of the way. Then, remove all the pillows from the couch itself. Once you've removed the pillows, you will be able to see the bar at the front bottom of the couch that you will need to pull to initially unpack the bed from the couch. Then grab the rail and flip out the lower half to extend it completely. And as I said, we can comfortably accommodate up to 6 people with the queen bed, the 2 twins, and the sleeper sofa. You can bring more people. Anything above 6 though, you're gonna have to bring air mattresses or sleeping bags or what have you. Now you can see behind me right here, these are the primary parking spaces for both cabins. We have Hoot Owl Hideaway, cabin 37 on my right, and on my left, we've got cabin 41 Paradise. And you can see the signs back there that there's a space for 41 and a space for 37. Further towards 41, we have an extra space for 41. And then on the other side of 37, we have an additional space. So we can comfortably accommodate up to 6 people, and we can comfortably accommodate 2 cars per cabin. If you have additional cars, that's no big deal. Just get with us so that we can find a place for you to park over on the side of one of the cabins. So this pretty well wraps up our part 2 of the how-to. It's altogether possible there could be a part 3. With that being said, we need information to create a part 3. So if there are any questions that you have, information that you can't find, I ask that you would comment down below of this video and let us know, because we want to make things, whether you're staying here at a restoration retreat or in Florida at the Traveler's Oasis, we want things to be as comfortable, carefree, and as easy as possible for you at your stay here.
Book your next getaway with Restoration Vacations. Stay with us in Florida at the Traveler's Oasis or in North Georgia at Restoration Retreat. From the mountains to the beach, we have a place for you to stay. You can visit us online at www.myrestorationvacation.com or call us at 800-309-5076. And don't forget to give us a like and subscribe to our channel.
For more awesome content on Restoration Vacations. And make sure you go check out my channel, LPS Pony Tony. And make sure you like and subscribe to my channel too.